Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Did you see that we have merch? That's right. You can actually look below this video if you're on YouTube. Well, you're on YouTube obviously. You can look below this video and there's a shelf and then you can scroll sideways on that shelf, check out all the cool stuff we have once you're done watching this video and shop accordingly. And it would really appreciate any purchase that you can make that goes directly to support the channel so we can invest in cool equipment like what you are looking at right now. This is the Glenburn we picked up, and as you recall, if you watch those videos, we were waiting on the replacement stylus. And I had ordered a stylus, and the one that I ordered was wrong because I ordered the one for the N series cartridges, which has a flat tube coming out the back, and what I needed was the M series, which has the angled tube. See how that tube angles up a little bit? This is the old one. So that was my mistake, and I had to reorder it. The one that came, this one that I just showed you, the one that came with this unit is worn out. So some people say it's a good idea to invest in a new stylus when you get a new turntable anyway, because you have no idea. Working on this thing, check this out. Tell me that's not the best design. Let me tilt you up here so you can see what I'm talking about. The best design for working on a stylus or a tone arm you've ever seen. It angles up completely, and this little thumb screw right here turns the spring adjustment. Because when I first put the new stylus on, it sounded fine, but I noticed the stylus was smashed down into the record. I'm like, oops, I didn't check the tracking force. So using my gauge and adjusting that spring to the outmost position, which means the lightest position, I was able to get it right into the 3 to 3 gram range, which is what these are rated for. So I was very thankful for that. And now this thing is pretty much fully functional. So I thought we would test it out together. I know a lot of folks were interested in how this turned out. I'm still, cleaning little crevices and things and learning more about this turntable. Again, it's new to me in the sense that I haven't, used this full-size, BSR type mechanism, although this is a Glenburn, so it's the offshoot. It's not truly a BSR. Since I was a kid, because this is what one of my grandfathers had in one of those big consoles. And it was like a big Ward's or Sears console. And I remember the overarm and thinking that was the weirdest thing. Like, what could that possibly do? And, now knowing how it works and whatnot is fun. Also, thanks to all of you who educated me, as you always do, on how things work. I was having some issues playing a disc in the way that I'm about to show you. In that I was trying to start and then go to auto without putting the arm in the correct position. So when the disc is already down, the arm has to be over here, stowed above the actual tone arm itself. But check this out, guys. It's working perfectly. Couldn't be happier. The one thing I will say, the caveat to it's working perfectly is if I stack records, sometimes it'll drop all of them. Sometimes it'll drop 2 of them. It's kind of hard to say. So it's a little bit hit or miss with that. Not a huge deal breaker, but let's listen to the sound quality. I'm fairly well impressed with it. This is the One Stormy Night album. So it's the rain sounds and storm sounds mixed with music. Maybe not the best record to test the sound quality on a turntable, but when we're done, we can just hit auto again, and that'll toggle that mechanism to lift the tone arm. We'll put another record on. Might be a little better. I was just listening to this one earlier, so I figured we'd start with that. Then, yeah, it's back in the home position. Now, if I were to go into start and then auto again, it would reject. So what you guys told me was that I need to put this up here in order to get it to realize that there's a record on there. So let me go ahead and lift this off. There's something satisfying for some reason pulling a record off of a spindle for a changer. I don't know why that is, but it just is. Bear with me here. I am going to grab another record. something that hopefully won't trigger people to complain too much. Let's play a little Status Quo. Love me some Status Quo. I had no idea this band existed until Adrian, one of my viewers, and a gentleman that's turned in to be a very, very good friend, told me about these guys. And not only that, keeps me updated on, the latest and greatest, and, sends me videos and whatnot. And, I've really developed quite a few very lasting, very special friendships from this channel. Something I was not expecting whatsoever. And, outside of, friendships, there's been a lot of just, communications that come in daily now in the comment section, which is awesome. I enjoy, for each of you to have a chance to communicate and tell me what you think, what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see, questions. And again, if you're asking the tech support type questions, the only reason why, I don't answer those is because I don't want to steer you wrong. And I don't know, usually, the answer to stuff. So I always recommend, if you got a tech support question, go to the manufacturer. But also, go ahead and post it on the thing, because if the community, everybody else out there has an answer, feel free to jump in with that. But really appreciate all of you guys. You're all friends, and I am very appreciative of you guys spending time with me every day. And it's been just a blast, this whole thing. I just can't even believe it. When I started this now almost 4 years ago, I couldn't imagine. Sounds great. Sounds absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. I was thinking about something and talking at the same time, which is dangerous for me. I was going to say, I went with the conical stylus. So this is a diamond tip Fenshi brand, made in Switzerland. So it's a .007 polished conical diamond, made in Switzerland. Fansteel. Anyway, sounds good to me. So hopefully this will last a long time. Apparently, this is a common stylus used in jukeboxes, which I didn't realize. Let's listen to some more here. Really grown to appreciate this music. It's really good stuff. So thank you, Adrian, and everybody else. There's a lot of folks have told me about it too, or have chimed in that they also enjoy Quo. Adrian told me he got this copy in Germany, I believe, which is really, really neat. That's really awesome. Just a great sound. And I'm not a really big rock and roll guy whatsoever, but I enjoy this. I think that's really good music. I enjoy good music. I would like to think that it doesn't matter what genre it is, but I don't find myself, listening to a lot of rock. I used to listen to, if you can believe it, because you guys know what I do listen to. I listen to Megadeth, some Metallica. That story is one we've covered in the past. I'm not going to go through it again, but my musical ways have changed, and that's just where I'm at. I try to enjoy. I think it's a sign of maturity, of musical maturity, to be able to appreciate various art forms. So for somebody that says, I only listen to this, I think that that's not as good as somebody that would say, yeah, I listen to a little bit of everything. So I do appreciate a lot of different music. This is one of my favorite bands, thanks to Adrian. So I think it's really, really cool stuff. But here we have the changer working, which is so exciting. And this thing sounds great. The imaging is really good. The sound stage is fantastic. I don't know if I said this, but I got the LP3 working too. I was using too big of a screwdriver. This is what it was. So I ended up having to go with a jeweler's screwdriver, like a glasses kit screwdriver. Fix the whole problem. So that was all my mistake. But anyway, yeah. So glad to have this. Going to have this up here next to the LP7 for a while. I want to experiment with it some more, learn some more about it. So far, I'm very, very impressed. One thing that's kind of weird is I measured it out to be only 3 grams because that's what this is recommended. Stylus, this cartridge and stylus is recommended 1.5 to 3 grams. So I set it on the high end because that was as light as this arm would go. But what's weird is when you lift with the cueing lever, it feels heavy. It feels really, really heavy. So it must be lifting the tone arm from in a different place or a different way that you really feel that weight. I'm used to the cueing lever lift to reflect the weight with the counterbalance or the spring. So it's interesting. So it feels like, oh man, this is so heavy. Is this okay? And then when you actually measure it, the part that's touching the record is, you know, truly featherweight. So anyway, glad to have this unit, and thank you guys all for the encouraging words and for the advice. And I appreciate that, you know, you'll continue to give me advice, as I'll definitely need it. But that's going to do it for now, guys. We've got some really cool stuff coming your way in the near future and some new products. Again, check out the merch if you haven't done so already. It's a Teespring store, so that ties into the channel. Plus, you can go to Teespring and check that out as well, and would be happy to do so. We'll have some new cool things coming as well, some limited edition shirts and things and hats perhaps, but I wanted to start with some, you know, a variety of products to kind of get the ball rolling. Plus, we are actually in the process, another viewer, another one of you guys reached out and has been working with me on helping to design some accessories for your turntable, Record-ology accessories. So working on getting those made and figure out a way to sell them. So stay tuned. Lots of fun, exciting stuff coming your way. Cool product reviews, media reviews, all kinds of exciting things. You're not going to want to miss it. But that's going to do it for now, guys. Thank you for being there. Happy record hunting, and we will see you tomorrow.